and has decided to phone
It doesn't matter how long ago the memory never fades. Today was a day of pride, but also reliving for those who campaigned to make it better. Mums like Annette Parks, who lost her son James 8 years ago, and can never forget.
They started off with pushing, and it was like pushing and one fell on, just like cutting out. Annoying. Then they pushed him onto the floor, into the bar. Oh, did you push him into the bar? Yeah, and was kneeing or
kicking the babies being born around us and crying around us while people are holding him.
Nearly a third of young people in Scotland experience
the new £3 million centre, funded completely by charity, is designed to be very unlike a hospital. Bereaved parents have a separate entrance and they can stay as long as they want in home surroundings. Around 2,000 parents have a baby loss each year at Birmingham's hospital, which deals with very complex cases. Parents like Leon, whose son Ezra was born at 23 weeks and lived for 3 hours.
It's very hard seeing people being happy when inside I had sorrow and grief, and I had to try and navigate that.
It's later in the evening,
my energy should have been towards my wife, being there for my wife and father. I want to be there to support her, and I was looking how
have been babysitting.
that's why I have to go through that.
And when everyone's together, they can't help but play around with a hand family game.
Reach inspired whole child outside of first bell over this industry for 40 meg.
So the opportunity to make those memories
You can't change what happens, just make it more bearable. Lana,
The leader of one County Council says comments made by the three councillors in a debate about special educational needs has damaged relations with children and parents. There was a protest outside Shire Hall today against the remarks, which included the claim that some children were simply really badly behaved. The councillors have apologised and the council's investigating their comments.
I think we do need to manage the expectations of those who have put in complaints and those councillors. We need to respect the right to be heard.
The numbers of cases of measles here remains high, accounting for 71% of all confirmed cases in England. Extra vaccinations clinics are open again this weekend. The Health Security Agency says another 69 cases have been reported in the region in the past week. One of the world's finest collections of pre-Raphaelite paintings has returned to Birmingham after wowing crowds on a tour of America. They're now on display in the Museum and Art Gallery, which is gradually reopening after refurbishment. Lindsay Doyle reports.
It's called The Last of England, and for artist Ford Maddox Brown and his fellow pre-Raphaelites, it was the last of Birmingham for 3 years, as the famous collection at Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery went on tour to the United States. Now it's back.
They are amazingly popular, I think, for a lot of people in Birmingham, because they've always been here, or they've been here for 150 years. People build almost like a lifelong relationship with them, going back to visiting with their families when they were children or going on school trips. So I think people are very attached to some of these works of art. They're very familiar, they're kind of always here. So I think there's a real excitement about them coming back.
The Brotherhood is together again for the first time in 5 years, as the museum has been closed, apart from a brief reopening during the Commonwealth Games, as it undergoes refurbishment, needing work on its electrics. It's partially reopened with Victorian radicals, back from the most complex tour ever staged of the famous Birmingham collection.
This exhibition is the first part of bringing Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery back into Birmingham, and the next stage will see us aim to open a range of galleries just before the summer holidays in July, and then we'll continue on with a phased reopening, and the end goal being that we'll have as much of the museum open for Birmingham to enjoy as possible.
The Brotherhood of Painters and Poets wanted to challenge the 19th century art establishment. They wanted to establish a link between poetry and painting. And Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery boast the biggest collection of pre-Raphaelite paintings and drawings in the world. More than 168,000 people saw the exhibition across the States, back on show for us this weekend. Lindsay Doyle, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
Fabulous. fabulous. Now, several hundred homes in North Staffordshire have been without power after a tree came down near Audley. And a group of farmers rescued motorists stuck on the A52 near Sellerhead on the Staffordshire moorlands. They towed several lorries, dozens of cars and even an ambulance onto firmer ground. So is there more to come? Here's Shafarlie.
Hello, a very good evening to you. Well, some parts of the region did get snow last night. That was Staffordshire that seemed to have most of it. But we've got another warning in place for snow until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's for Shropshire, Staffordshire and further into Birmingham and surrounding areas, even Warwickshire. We've got a rain warning as well for Herefordshire only, but this snow warning may expire before the early hours. But we've got warm air now feeding up from the south, so outbreaks of rain. That front that brought in the snow and the rain earlier, that's clearing away to the north. We've got another area whipping in from the southwest, so some heavy outbreaks across us right now, but it'll be a lot drier into the early hours and fairly mild tonight, certainly for the south. Lows of just 7 Celsius, but tomorrow we've got highs of 11 to 12. It's a mild day with showery outbreaks of rain and lighter winds too.
We'll have the latest travel and weather for you on our breakfast bulletins in the morning. For now, though, thank you very much for watching. Good night.